So rocking side to side, right? Taking your time, you'll want to make sure you got your bands. I'm going to use a mini loop today and a larger band. So if you only have a large band or a mini loop, that's okay. A large band could be replaced by dumbbells too. So lots of ways that you can adjust to it, all right? Sure. So as you're twisting, try to open up those hips, right? Make sure those arms are nice and loose, right? We're just rolling today, on a roll, right? And then you can go one more to each side. We'll go through our forward arm circles. So we're gonna start, our first set with the bands will be standing, and then after that we will be on the mat. So you're gonna kind of have the best of both worlds here, right? Then you can reverse those circles. And you can probably do pretty well with pretty heavy bands today, right? I'll always tell you to use the heavy bands. You don't get a choice, right? I have to use an extra heavy one today because one of mine broke, so don't let that happen to you. Then you're gonna do chest openers, so hands together, and you're gonna come apart, right? So squeezing those shoulder blades, waking up those arms, waking up those shoulders, right? But it's not gonna be too crazy of shoulder stuff today. Heck no. We're gonna focus on those glutes, of course. So we're gonna do about 5 more here. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5. And then we're gonna do some high knee motion. So you're just getting those knees up nice and high to about your waist level. You don't have to go fast. We're just stretching out those hip flexors, warming up those quads. The quads. So nice and controlled. Let me get my watch going here. So in about 10 seconds, we're gonna do opposites. So keep on marching here, nice and controlled. So now you're gonna add in opposite elbow to opposite knee, right? They don't have to touch. If they do, good job. If they don't, good job, right? So just going side to side like that. Trying to get a nice twist through that torso. Right, we got about 15 seconds here, and then we're gonna go into straight leg kicks because we gotta get our legs all ready to roll today. Right, when you work with those bands, it's game time. So 1 more to each side, then you're just gonna keep your arms up and you're gonna do forward kicks, right? So you're just kicking forward, you're kind of just holding your arms because they're gonna get used in just a second, right? So as you're kicking, doesn't have to be super high, right? If your hamstrings are tight, you might feel a stretch there. One of my hamstrings is tight, so when I kick, it's like, oof, that doesn't feel good. So in about 10 seconds, we're gonna add our arms, okay? So nice and controlled. Again, go at a speed that feels good to you. Now you're gonna have straight arms, and you're gonna come across there. So you're still doing opposites, right? And you don't have to touch your leg. If you do, cool. If you don't, I don't care, right? You're just going opposites, trying to lift that leg as much as you can and moving side to side, okay? You got 15 seconds. And then we're gonna warm up a little more. Always warming up today, right? So we're gonna go 5 more here. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So next one we're gonna do is hip openers. You're gonna come into a high knee, your knee will come wide and down, and you're gonna alternate. So kind of imagine if you're making a half a circle, a heart shape, right? If your hips are real crunchy, that's okay, just means you're tight most of the time, okay? So you're just coming up, wide and down, up, wide and down, kind of like, almost like you're stepping over something, right? And we got about 15 seconds here, and then we're gonna reverse this motion. That's when our brain's gonna have to work. Silly brain. We don't want our brain to have to work. So we're gonna go 1 more each leg. There's 1, here's 2. Now to reverse, you gotta come wide and in, right? Wide and in, right? It's kind of like, now it's like you're on a horse or something, right? So it's a little bit more of an awkward motion, right? But it's gonna help those hips wake up. But you look really cool doing it, just so you know, right? You're like, hey, hold on, let me hop on my horse, ride down the road. Okay, we got 15 seconds, right? And you're just trying to kind of go as large a range of motion as you can. So this will help those glutes and hips get into gear for the day. We're gonna go 2 more. Here's 1. Here is 2. Then you can keep your legs put. We're gonna do body weight rows. So arms start out straight. You're gonna pull straight back, squeeze those shoulder blades. Nice and easy, coming right back. So on these, you don't wanna go fast. When you pull back and squeeze, you wanna kind of hold for a second and then come back in, right? We wanna wake up those posture muscles. We wanna make sure they're ready to hold you in place, right? And this is gonna help warm up those shoulders even more, because we'll do some rotator cuff strengthening exercises here next. Okay, so we're gonna do 3 more. Here's 1, coming back, 2, coming back, 3, and relax. So now you're gonna have your elbows by your side. You've got palms up, and you're gonna do kind of hinges. So on this motion, you wanna make sure that there's no gap between your elbow and your body. So it's a small motion here, right? So you don't want it to be like here. You want those elbows glued in tight, right? So it's not gonna feel like a ton, but this is gonna help warm up your shoulders, and you'll have happy shoulders, right? Everybody wants happy shoulders, trust me. You don't wanna have an angry shoulder. Okay, so we got 5 more here. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now you kind of got the touchdown arms. Your forearms will come down and up, right? So you don't want your forearms going past your elbow. It's just to your elbow and back up, right? So if you did have a bad shoulder, these would be great exercises to do just any time of the day, right? And what's even more fun is eventually you could add bands to it and weights. But we're not doing that. We're just warming up like this, right? And it makes you look cool. You're like, field goal, field goal. I know. Okay, we got 5 more. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So relaxing those arms down. We're going to go back to our legs here to get them ready to roll. So our left knee is going to stay bent. You're just going to tap your right leg out to the front. It comes back in, wide, back, and then behind you. Okay, so you're tapping in front, come back to the middle, wide, back to the middle, directly behind you, back to the middle. So it's a 3-way kick. It's like you're making half of a plus sign. You're forward, you're to the side, you're behind. So your left leg, you want to make sure it still has that soft bend in it, right? That doesn't mean you have to act like you're squatting or anything. You just want to make sure your leg's not locked out, okay? So we're prepping our body for some balance, right? And band work, right? Doesn't it seem like this should be a band exercise? We're going to do something like it, okay? So we're going to do 2 more sets on this leg. So here's 1, right? Here comes 3, or 2, but all right. So now right leg stays put, left leg is coming out front to the middle, side, middle, behind, middle. So you're just rotating through those 3 motions, and it doesn't even have to be fast, right? You're still warming up, right? Try to get a nice range of motion with that left leg of just tapping. I like to use my arms when I move my legs. So if you like to, you can, right? But don't overthink it if you do, right? I just kind of do it to help my balance, okay? So nice and controlled. We got 2 more sets of forward, side, back, and we're going again, forward, side, back, and then we're gonna relax, right? And we're gonna warm up our hamstrings. So last warm up move, then we're gonna get rolling. So we're gonna do our hip hinge, right? So we did these yesterday, so your hamstrings will love it. So as you bend and fold out your waist, you want your hips to go straight back. You're just having your hands go to about your knees, and then you're gonna stand right back up. So as you go down, you should feel through the backs of those legs, right? You don't want to feel in your quads. This is more of a hamstring and glute exercise than quads. Okay, so this is going to help out with lower back strength. It's going to help your hamstrings. It kind of adds a little bit of a stretch motion to it also. Okay, so if you look slightly straight ahead as you go down, it helps keep that back flat. Okay, and we're going to do about 15 more seconds of these. So take your time. I'm not going to make you count. Right, this is definitely a go at your own pace exercise. Okay, so we got 5 seconds, so you can finish up on the one you're doing, and then you're gonna relax. Okay, so we are gonna start with the mini loop, right? So if you have the mini loop, it's gonna go around your ankles or shins. Okay, if you have a long band, remember you can just tie that and make a loop out of it. Okay, so mini loop is gonna go on your ankles or shins. So this will be our only set here. We got 4 exercises we'll do standing, then we're down on the mat the rest of the time. Okay, so kind of like our warm-up move that we did, right? I'll show you it as you get your band on, so don't worry, you're not missing out. So your left knee is going to be your stabilizing leg, okay? You're going to start with your right leg out in front with your toe pointed. You're going to swing behind, swing in front, swing behind, swing in front, right? So your leg is staying straight the whole time. You're just tapping in front, swing behind, and tap. Okay, if that feels like too much balance, you could do that three-way tap, kind of like what we did during warm-up. Ready? So right leg starts out front on that toe. You're going to swing behind you, tap, swing around, tap in front, swing behind and tap, swing around and tap, right? So at any point, if you feel like this is too much balance or you're just having trouble stabilizing, you could use a wall or a chair, right? Or you can add in that extra tap to the side, right? And that'll help stabilize you, okay? So you're gonna notice your body's gonna wanna swing with this motion, right? Your legs going wide, so that messes with your balance. And that's why it's so good for you, okay? So you got 30 seconds here. Try to keep that core tight, shoulders relaxed, and you wanna have a good focal point, right? So focal point, if you look down on the ground about 6 feet away from you, that's kind of gonna be a perfect eye level, right? And make sure it's not moving. If your focal point moves, guess what happens to you? You go a tumbling. Okay, we got one more. Swinging around and back. Now we're gonna switch legs. Right leg is bent. We start with our left leg out straight, point that toe. Swing around and tap. Swing around and tap. Swing around and tap. Swing around and tap. Right, nice and controlled. Right, try to control that leg. Make sure your core is tight. Right, and it's just kind of like a little swing. It's fun, and yeah. Right, and again, you can use those arms. I like to use my arms, right? I use my arms and don't even notice it half the time. So, if you like using your arms, go for it. Okay, nice and controlled. Make sure your right knee has that soft bend in it, right? Your right leg will not like you if you lock it out, okay? Nice and controlled. Swinging and tap, swinging and tap. So that leg is nice and straight when it's coming around. We got 15 seconds. Okay, you're doing a great job. 10 seconds. So we're gonna do 2 more. Here's 1, coming back. Here's 2, coming back. Okay, so you can take your band off, right? So I'm gonna use my long band here next. So if you had it tied in a knot, you can untie it. If you just have the mini loops, you can use dumbbells instead. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're still testing our balance. Your right foot is gonna be stepping on the band. You want your left leg back as far as you feel you can, and you wanna be on your left tiptoe. Okay, so I've got a pretty wide stance here. Don't feel like you have to do that, but this is gonna test your balance like crazy. So if you're real wobbly, just bring that left leg in a little bit, okay? So we're gonna do a bicep curl. So the way I like to grab the band is I like to grab it with my fist and make a thumbs up, right? So you're like this. So I'm gonna grab my band on each side, make a thumbs up. You're gonna do a bicep curl. So you're curling your hand, thumb to your shoulder, and then back. Thumb to your shoulder, and then back. Okay, ready? And go. So you're curling and back. So your goal, when those arms come down, don't let that band relax, right? You want that band to be tight the whole time, okay? And you're nice and controlled. So the wider your stance is, the harder it is on your balance and that right glute. Okay, so if you feel like you need that leg closer, that's okay. You want to try to be up on your left toe though, okay? So make sure you've got that focal point. You're curling. As you curl, make sure your elbows are staying close to your body, right? You don't have chicken wings. And it's just nice and controlled here. Okay, so you're staying up nice and tall. You're curling. 15 seconds. Right, breathe in. Keep the shoulders relaxed. We got 10 seconds to go. So we're gonna go 3 more. Here's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. Okay, so now we're gonna switch our legs, but a different arm exercise. So left leg is forward. Right leg is back as far as you can. And you're gonna do a tricep push, right? Triceps again. So make sure your left knee's bent. You're on that right toe. Arms are straight. You're gonna push past your hips and then come back right back to your hip, right? So small, controlled motions, right? If you're using dumbbells, same thing. Okay, you're pushing back and in. So you want to try to find that 6 foot radius. So try to look out 6 feet away from you. And that's going to help you hold that posture, right? How about that 6 feet? You got to learn what 6 feet is nowadays. Okay, you're doing a great job. You got 15 seconds until we make this more fun for you. Okay, nice and controlled. Make sure that band is staying tight. So your next motion, you're going to push up as far back as you can, and you're going to pulse. So a half motion, right? Those arms are staying back, 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 right? You're pushing, 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 pushing. So you shouldn't be able to see your hands, right? They should be by your hips. They're not coming in front of your hips. 15 seconds. Keep on pulsing. Keep on moving. Pulse, 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 pulse. Push back, push back, push back, push back. It's so fun. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. All right. So now we're going back to our mini loop. You're going to have your band come up above your knees. Right? So you got to kind of shimmy that band up. Right? And just remember, if your band's all tangled, if you put it on slower, it's a little bit easier to pull up. If it bunches up on you, it bunches up on you, right? So up above those knees if you can. Okay, so you're going to start. Your left leg is going to be our stabilizer leg. Your right leg is going to be out to the side. You're going to point that toe, bring your knee across, tap. Knee across, tap. So you're bringing it across, tapping as far as you can, right? So go in a slow and controlled motion. If you're going really fast, your band might roll up, right? It might just roll up anyways, okay? Nice and controlled. You're going to tap, come across, right? Tap, come across, tap, come across. So you're just trying to tap with that right toe, right? Yeah. And you're pulling up, trying to get that knee at least up to that waistline, right? So you got 30 seconds here. If you wanted to test your balance more, just don't touch your right toe to the ground, right? Then it's a whole new move, okay? So go at whatever you feel like you can. Try to get that knee up as high as you can, right? You got 15 seconds. Nice and controlled. Going across and back. We got 5 more. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, right leg stays put, left leg's out. Coming across, tap, across, tap, across, tap. Right, so trying to make sure your right knee's staying bent. You're trying just to tap that toe and come back, right? So a lot of balance, a lot of focus on that right side. You want to make it harder, remember, don't even have that left toe touch, right? Woo, that's a toughie, right? So bringing that knee across, try to get it up to that waistline every time, right? We want to get some lower ab focus here, right? You're working your core standing, who knew? Okay, coming across and tapping. You're doing an awesome job. We've got 15 seconds, right? You're almost there. Coming across and back. Coming across and back. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, taking that band off, and we're going to be down on the floor next. So you'll still want both bands. Right, on the floor, we're going to be starting with your large band. Okay? So on this one, if you don't have a large band, you just can go without, right? So what we're going to do, you're going to have your right foot is going to be up in that band. You want to hold up close to your ankle. You're going to pull that resistance all the way down so your triceps are pinned to the floor. And we're going to do a single leg bridge. So what you're going to do is you'll be up in a bridge. Your leg is going to come up and down as you hold that resistance. Okay, so your upper body's getting work because you have to hold that resistance. If a single leg bridge feels like too much, you don't have to do it. You can press up and down and do a regular bridge and pulse too. Okay, so right foot's in. Hold that resistance all the way down so those triceps are pinned to the floor. Right? You got your left foot done. We're up in our bridge. Your right leg's going to come up and down. So your right leg's not going down super, super far. right? It's nice and controlled. Your leg is straight, right? And your arms should be glued to the floor. So when your leg goes down, your arms are not going down, right? Your arms are staying put. That's your anchoring point. Okay, nice and controlled. You're doing a great job, right? Keep holding that resistance in that leg as you hold that bridge. Okay, we got 10 seconds until we add to this. Okay, so now you're gonna keep your right leg up and you're gonna press into it. So you're doing a bridge pulse. You're pushing into that resistance, pushing, pushing, right? So you're trying to press up as hard as you can as you hold that resistance, okay? So remember, arms are pinned to the floor. You have 15 seconds, okay? And then we're gonna switch legs. Hanging on to it, 10 seconds, pressing up, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're gonna relax. We're gonna switch legs. So, whew, my left hamstring. Left leg is up, right leg is down. Remember, we're pulling our resistance all the way down. Triceps are pinned to the floor. You're in your bridge. Left leg is up and down, right? Up and down, right? So remember, if you need to modify, you could just do a regular bridge and press up and down, and then on the second part, you can pulse, okay? You could even do core bracing if you wanted. So there's a lot of options to modify if the single leg bridge does not work for you. Okay, you got 10 seconds, and then we pulse into the band. Okay, you're doing a great job. Right, we got 5 seconds, so let's do one more. Left leg is up, foot to the ceiling, we're pressing up and up. So make sure you're holding as much resistance in that band as you can, right? Your leg is basically fighting against your upper body, okay? Try not to let those hips rest. Keep on pressing and pressing and pressing, right? 10 seconds. So keep pulling tight on that resistance. See how strong your arms are. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're gonna relax. And you're gonna come to the seated position. So still using our large band. You're gonna have your legs out straight. If you can, if your legs out straight hurts, bend them a little bit. Then you're gonna cross your straps. So you're making an X, right? And you're gonna be holding your band in the opposite hand you normally would, okay? So what we're gonna do is an alternating row here. So you're gonna pull back with your right and then your left, okay? So you're sitting up nice and tall and you're going side to side, right? So if you needed those knees slightly bent, you can, right? If your legs are out straight, it's just a little bit harder. Okay, you want your fist pointing to the wall in front of you the whole time, right? So it's a row. It's not a bicep curl. Your elbow comes straight back, like if you're gonna elbow somebody behind you. Okay, nice and controlled, going side to side, okay? Stand up nice and tall, right? Holding that resistance, squeezing those shoulder blades. So you should not feel this in your neck. This should be your shoulder, in between your shoulder blades, right? So keep your shoulders relaxed. If you feel it in your neck, that means you are tensed up, okay? Doing a great job. 10 seconds to go. All right, you're almost there. We got 5 more. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so now we're going back to our back. You're gonna be in a bridge, both feet are down. You're holding your band, so it's gonna be about shoulder width apart. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna bridge up, your arms will go wide, your band comes back, you come down. So up, wide, back, down, right? Up, wide, back, down. If you wanna make it harder with your resistance band, just hold your hands closer together, right? And then it's gonna be a bigger resistance. Okay, so your arms stay straight that whole time. As you pull, that band should be coming down towards your chest, okay? So nice and controlled, right? Again, if you don't have a big band, you could be using dumbbells and do a chest press, right? Just as easy. Okay, so on this next motion, you're gonna hold your bridge, you're gonna pull your arms as wide as you can, and then you're gonna come just a little bit back. So you're pulsing in a nice and controlled manner. So your arms are not coming back to the middle. They should be nowhere near back to normal, right? They should be wider than shoulder width the whole stinking time, okay? Holding that bridge, squeezing those glutes, pulsing that band, right? You want to go small motions. The smaller, the harder. 15 seconds. You're doing a great job. Keep pulsing. Keep that resistance as wide as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to relax. Back to our seated position here. So we're going to do our row motion again. This time, you're going to do it with both arms. So crossing those straps, right? You can have those knees slightly bent. You're going to pull straight back, squeeze, and in, right? It should look like you're in a rowboat, okay? That's basically what you're doing. You're rowing. Isn't that crazy that a row looks like a rowboat motion? So elbows are straight back. Squeeze your shoulder blades, hold, slowly come back. This is not a fast move, right? When you come back, you kind of want to hold it for a second and come back, just so you can feel those muscles really work, right? You should have a big burn going through those shoulder blades, right? Again, if it's in that neck, try to take a second, relax those shoulders, and then start again, okay? So try to stay relaxed. Squeeze between those shoulder blades, right? Yeah, and it's fun. You're just rowing the boat, right? We could sing row, row your boat the whole time we do this. Okay, you're doing a great job. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Keep on rowing your boat. You got 15 seconds. You're doing a great job, right? And it feels good. Everybody needs posture work. If someone's like, nah, I got good posture, they're lying to you, right? Keep on rowing. You got 3 more. Here's 1. Here's 2. Here is 3. All right. So setting that band to the side. Now you're going to grab your mini loop again, and it's going to go on your shins. Okay? Ankle, shins, whatever you like. Calf, I don't care. So what you're going to do here, you're going to have your legs out straight. So you can keep your head down. If you like holding a crunch, that's fine. But your right leg, you're going to point your toe, and you're raising that leg up and down. Okay? Up and down. So your leg is nice and straight. You're keeping your core tight, right? And as you lift, guess what else is going to be working? Your left glute, right? So you're lifting, pointing that toe, trying to stretch into that resistance as much as you can. Okay? Yeah, you're doing a great job. You can do it, right? And just lifting and lifting and lifting, right? So remember, you could be in a crunch if you like crunching, right? You might not. That's okay too, right? You're trying to lift as much as you can. If you feel like you need to bend that left knee a little bit, you could, right? It'll still have that resistance. Okay, do what you need to do to keep on moving through this motion. So you should feel this through the top of your right leg like crazy, from your quad to your hip flexor to your core. We got 10 seconds. Okay, nice and controlled. 5 seconds. Let's do 2 more. Here's 1, 2. Then we're going to switch legs. So right knee could be bent or out straight. Left leg is raising and lowering, right? So we're pointing that toe, lifting up straight, keeping that core tight. Every time you lift that leg, your core fires up. It's like, whoa, we're doing Pilates. There's no time to mess around today. Okay, you're doing a great job. Keep on lifting, keep on pointing, keep on working. We're almost done with the day. We just got a little bit of a finisher after this, right? Every workout has a good finisher. Okay, you're doing a great job. Keep lifting, right? My left leg is not as strong as my right, so it does not want to lift up very high. Okay, try to lift as high as you can. Point that toe so it's working your quad and hip flexor. You have 15 seconds. Doing a great job. 10 seconds. We're almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so now we got our finisher. On this, you have the option. You can keep the band where it's at. You can either do tabletop legs, or your legs can be up straight. We're going to be pulsing into our band. So no matter what, your toes are pointed, and you're pulsing wide, 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 right? If you're in tabletop, it's the same motion. Ready? Here you are, go. So you want those legs to be nice and straight. Point your toes, right? Pull those legs towards your upper body And it's gonna help keep those legs up and keep your core activated. If legs straight feels like too much, guess what? We got tabletop, right? We can pulse in tabletop. You're doing awesome, no matter where you are. And if tabletop starts to feel impossible, bring those feet down and pulse your knees wide, right? Focusing on that core. Make sure you don't have floppy ankles, right? You want to go wide, 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 right? Try to focus on your core to help you on this. I know you're tired, right? But the more you can pull in on those core muscles, the better those legs stay up and the less you feel in your back. Okay, you're pulsing, 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 pulsing. I didn't tell you how long we're doing this, right? 5 minutes? I'm just kidding. I wouldn't make 5 minutes. We got 20 seconds left of your workout, then you are all done for the day. Okay, going wide, 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 wide. 15 seconds to go. Keep on pulsing with it. 10 seconds. You are almost there. Don't give in to the burn. Work through it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. All right. Don't forget to take your band off before you stand up. Right? That might be important. I don't want you to face plant on you. You guys might want to watch me face plant right now.